Welcome back, guys. We got a little cleanup here this morning. We actually finished that field last night. So we're actually done with corn here for the day. We are going to be switching over to beans, trying some beans because the corn that we have left isn't ready to go into a bin yet, and the contracts aren't open up. So multiple reasons, it's maybe time to start on a little bit of beans here. Hauled a load of hay again to the Amish are having a swap meet, so they're actually a swap meet and a little bit of a hay auction. Just good to get a little bit of hay out and see what the hay prices are doing so far this year. But man, look at this combine. Look at this combine. It's like a Fendt Ideal right there. Look at how black that is. Wow, we were in this stuff yesterday. Whoa, feel sorry for this gal. Is anybody else's corn like that this year? Or is it, you know, just wow, dirty? Sometimes I think that, you know, soybeans are the dirtiest thing, but man, I don't know. Corn gives it its run for its money every now and then. I don't think I can fit all that on the... Yeah, that ain't all going on that cart. I thought maybe I could get it all on the cart. I was wrong. Morning, Quatrack. Yeah, a little too heavy first thing, huh? Come on. Burner's burning again. Gotta go move the rest of this stuff around. Eat me a Amish cinnamon roll. This will be the first year with the in command in here. I don't know if I programmed it or not yet. This thing going. Yeah, the greeny stuff.
Yeah. Need to cut a path through there, but that's where I didn't cut the path right. Slow your reel down. Your reel's way too fast.
Something's smoking.
Yep. Slow down.
Something instantly started stinking when we started running corn and soybeans. Maybe we pissed off a skunk? Right here. Smell it. Look, right there it is. There's a skunk. Yep, he pissed him off.
Where's he at?
He's dead and he's broke up. See him right there?
Oh yeah.
That's our that's it. We ran him over. You stay in here, dog. That gives you about a scare. You turn the machine on and it smells like that.
17% moisture beans. That's what I figured. Well, just let me off. No problem. You're gonna have to cut your way over there, and we'll just leave it over there.
Okay.
It was like, but these beans are wet.
Look at how tough those are. They're like wrapping and everything. Ugh. about a week later here, and I'm waiting on actually a truck to show up so we can load out some soybeans. I did realize when I was editing this video, I didn't do a great job of explaining what just happened and everything that was going on. We fired up the combine. It smelt bad. It actually smelt like belts were slipping, which can cause a fire, and actually that combine did catch on fire. It's in your probably the next video. What you guys hear? Sorry, that thing is catching on fire right now. That will be coming out for you guys, the 9660. Yeah, you guys will just catch up with that video. But we went and harvested for a little bit. The beans stayed too wet, so we actually hopped back across the road because the 9670, if you've viewed a few videos, know that we run 2 combines. It was sitting in my field, so we jumped into my field. I get a little bit giddy because the yields are pretty good, and but the corn was still too wet to bend the corn at that point in time. It's probably dry now, other than we've gotten 4 inches of rain, so expect that thing to get a little sloppy at some point, right? Anyways, we'll jump into that. That corn is still a little bit too wet, and what you'll see happen then is that we jump back into soybeans. After the soybeans, we then flip to the next day. If hopefully this all makes sense for you guys, we flip to the next day, try and go a couple more times, and then my dad and I actually joke about, or we tell the story of why we joke about checking for raccoons. Hence why when the skunk, either we don't know if it came out of the combine or if we ran it over, that's why we joked about it. Anyways, that story will get told. Hopefully that clarifies a little bit of what just happened. Sometimes harvest brain gets me a little out of whack on what I thought I filmed and maybe didn't film. Oh yeah, and if you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, hit the thumbs up button, right guys? Hey hauling dogs. So we're back in the combine. We're actually in my corn now. Good corn. Good corn. On the pattern tile here. 260 right now, but it was up at 272 just a second ago. I think we're still a little too wet. We're running like 17, you know, there's 264, 17.1, 17.2. Pattern tile, let me tell you what, good stuff, good stuff. Like, it's good corn, but it's the validation of the work that I've put into improving this field to grow corn like that. There's gonna be 280. Oh, you're gonna make 280? Ah, no. Sorry, the screen's flashing. Oh, 282, 283, 284. Oh boy, we having fun.
400. 4,600 is what you need to pick. 4,600.
Now, Dad called. He was hauling a load of corn. Said, people are running. Try the beans. I was this close to going home, so we're gonna try the beans. They're too wet. I'd like to go home now. See you tomorrow.
Now they can change real fast, you know, in 5 minutes they can change if you get a good shower. But otherwise they're dry.
Yeah, because the main part of this field's 3/6s.
What's that?
This is a 3/6 bean.
Yeah, these are 13 or 14% beans. It was like they're getting wet, but they're getting rained on. So it's like that sucks. That's the shower I'm looking for.
Them are better than 40 bushel beans. Plump big beans.
60 bushel beans.
Yeah, they're 60 bushel beans. Four bean pods is not 40 bushel beans. That's still cracked. Better than yesterday. I'm just happy about 60-pound test weight corn. That's pretty cool.
It wasn't 60, man.
It was 59.9.
That's pretty damn close to
I'll round up at that point. They're good beans.
They are good beans. The next question is can you get them harvested?
Anglers. 3, 4, 2, 1. Them are loaded. Sunday afternoon. Rain dropping on us. So we're gonna sit and wait again, see if it does it again. If it does it again, I'd say we're done. Doesn't do it again, I think we're gonna go again. We need to get to cutting some beans. It'd be nice to kind of figure out maybe what bean yields are gonna do for us. Yield monitor says 40, but that's a brand new monitor in there. They're doing significantly better than 40. I mean, you tell me, does that look like 40 bushel beans? Does that matter residue look like 40 bushel beans? The new bins up here, a tile got cut, so we're gonna go fix on the tile for a second, see if it dries off a little bit. Yeah. Maybe we'll cut beans, maybe we won't, but what we will do is tell the story about the raccoon. We will tell a story about the raccoon. And it stinks like skunk when we go near this waterway. Stinks like skunk. That's concrete or a block.
Oh, I think I probably built some concrete down there.
Okay, so I want to tell a YouTube story. I actually want to see if you remember it how I remember it. So we've joked about the raccoon being in the combine once or twice.
Yep, coon in the combine.
Coon in the combine. I want, once we get past the drive, you tell the story of how you remember that. And I want to see if I remember it the same way that you remember it.
Well, only thing I can tell you is
How old was I? How old do you think I was?
I don't know. I'd have to think back.
Well, the combine was sitting outside, right? Did you always leave the combine outside, or was it?
Yeah, I didn't have a shed.
But you did build the shed at some point.
Yeah.
Do you remember what year you built that shed by chance?
Nope.
No. Okay, so the combine was sitting outside. What was it?
Massey 750.
A Massey 750. And I kind of remember where it was. This was on my dad's farm in Scott County, Iowa. And what, was that like an 80-acre farm or something?
60.
60, because there's 20 cut out of it or something. And the combine, there was a draw that had a Missouri crossing in it. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you planted a bunch of trees down there, and it was sitting in tall grass kind of by a fence line.
Yeah. Down by that Missouri crossing.
Down by the Missouri crossing. And so these Masseys, they have, on the back end of them, they have like a beater, right? They had a beater, like with the big rubber arms on it.
Yep, spinner discharge.
Spinner discharge to spread it out. And Dad went to start it up, and okay, you get it. So he was just starting it up, right? After it had been sitting for the year?
No, yeah, it had been setting for a while. It was summertime, and it had been setting for a while. And it was headed towards fall, so it was late summer, and the weeds were tall, and the combine had sat there for a while, several weeks, several months probably.
Yeah.
And so let's see if we could get it started, and you were with me, and it was like, so I think we walked around the combine,
yeah,
and checked things out and seen if it had flat tires, and maybe checked the engine oil, and so I think you and I got in the combine, and it was like, and we fired the combine up, and it fired up, and the motor's sitting there running, and it's sitting there running.
Yeah.
And we let it idle for, several minutes. We were just sitting there letting it idle. And then we maybe sped the motor up or whatever. No, I don't think we did. It was still idling, and we ran the auger out, the unload auger out, and ran the unload auger in and everything else. And then we were sitting there, and I thought, well, with all this good luck going on, I thought, what happens if we engage the thrashing? So I don't remember how the lever engaged the thrashing. So we were just sitting there at idle, and I engaged the thrashing, and it's idling along, and the thrashing's doing its thing, and it does it for about 10 seconds, and all of a sudden the whole combine just kind of goes boom. It was like, what was that? I was like, you looked at me and go, oh, what was that?
Yeah. I think I had to be like maybe 10. I don't even know if I was 10.
I think you were closer to 6 or 7.
Yeah, it was probably. I remember being outside the combine. And the raccoon getting thrown at me.
You were outside the combine. I don't think you were in the cab with me.
No, yeah.
So it was like it was running for, practically 5 minutes before we engaged it. But then once we engaged it, it made a bad thump.
And I was probably beating around in the grass with a stick or something.
It ran for 10 or 15 seconds just fine. It wasn't immediate. It ran for like 10 or 15 seconds, and then it had a big clump.
Yeah.
And anyway, we shut the combine down and went around back and did some investigating. And
it was a raccoon.
It was.
And I remember the raccoon getting thrown at me. Like it was not a whole raccoon.
It was a raccoon. It was a big old sow raccoon.
Yeah.
It was a big old sow.
Yeah.
I was like, looked in the back of the combine, and there was a perfect sow raccoon, the front half.
Yeah, the rest of it
was.
So when we joke about make sure there ain't no raccoons, they don't get up in the combine near as easy. But yesterday, the skunk, we can't decide if it was in there or not.
Oh, the skunk was in the combine.
It had to be close, but man.
Second live animal.
Yeah, second live animal, enough. Well, guys, there you go. There is the story of the raccoon. Weather stick says that we're rained out here. I would dare to say that that's pretty much the way that I remember it. I don't remember the whole beginnings. I just knew where it happened, and the raccoon flying at me. Funny how you can remember things like that when you were a kid. That's over 20 years ago for me, actually. That's weird to think about. Harvest progress wise, I think we are about 65% done on corn. 65-70% done on corn. Dad and I talked about, we're down to 7 fields of corn left to go. Beans, you guys saw that. We've harvested 1.5 acres of beans. So we have absolutely no percentage done on soybeans. But hopefully we get some good days coming up here, and we can really start to knock out the soybeans. I'm really excited to harvest this corn. This is my corn plot. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see me geek out if the corn yields are as good as they are when I was going across that flat that I pattern tiled right up there. Really, I mean, you won't see me talk about yields. I'll tell you above average, below average. I won't brag or do things like that about yields, but just that, I guess that was just a reward for what I've done to try and fix the problem areas, because those flats that should have been the best parts of these farms the past couple of years have been struggling. And to see that it be fixed like that, where you're, I saw 282 on the monitor at one point, like, and the county T yield in Appanoose County is 142 bushels to the acre. Yeah, I think the best corn that I've grown here is like 171 bushels to the acre on a field average, and I've grown 142 bushel corn here on a field average. So if we can average 220, 230, Wayne says it's going to average 234, and if it does that, I owe him a steak dinner. So I'll buy him the steak dinner if it averages 234. Anyways, guys, a lot of action still to come. I think we're going to be working on some stuff tomorrow. That'll be in tomorrow's video. If you guys are enjoying it, please don't forget the thumbs up button on the way out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one.